OG, 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 OG.
Hey everyone, this is your girl El Shaddai with the news as it happens. I thought it was very important that you take a look at the 70-nation organization that is aiming to replace the United Nations as the one world government system. Let's go in and hear what they have to say. Keep your eyes open. This is important.
Weiss from Bar-Ilan University. He's a professor of Hebrew literature, lawyer, and an activist that promotes the rebuilding of a third Jewish temple in Jerusalem. Now that, of course, is a very controversial position since that is also the site of the third most important Muslim holy site, the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Professor Weiss, great to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
First, tell me a little bit about this initiative that you are going to, it's just happening this month in September.
We want to establish a new organization, which is, his name is the 70 Nations. The 70 Nations come from the Bible, the story of the flood, that after the flood, all the humanity, all the sons of Noah have been scattered all over the world. They made a rebellion. They tried to build the Tower of Babylon. And then God was very angry because it was against, to prevent the Mabul. They didn't take seriously
the flood.
The flood, or they saw that they can twist the resolution of God. Then God saw them out, and they are in exile.
You believe the nations will come and,
Yes.
and repent.
We want to establish an international court according the laws of the Bible, but in a modern interpretation. There are a lot of bibliography on this idea, and a lot of material in the Bible itself.
Do you worry at all, Professor Weiss, that your initiative could actually spark riots, violence? I mean, the Temple Mount has been a flashpoint for decades.
I think that it's totally the opposite. I am the spokesman of the Sanhedrin, and we wrote a letter to all the Arab nations, or to the Arab nation, what is the task of the Arabs in the temple. It's written in Isaiah chapter 60, verses 4 till 8.
But surely, Rabbi Weiss, the Muslim leaders and the Arab leaders believe their role is defined by their own tradition, not what is said in Isaiah. No?
No, totally. We are brothers. Ismail is a son of Abraham, and he is the eldest son. And there are many Muslims, 100 millions, that respect our idea. Now we call to the event all the nations, also the Iranian, the Syrian, the Turkey. We say to the state of Israel, please allow him to enter in. We shall make a dialogue on this topic.
How does your support of rebuilding a Jewish temple in what Jews call the Temple Mount and Arabs call the Noble Sanctuary, how does that square with peace? Because, of course, that notion in itself is one that would not be accepted in the Arab world.
It's not exactly a Jewish,
and even by some Orthodox Jews?
It's not exactly Jewish temple.
Okay.
It's God, Hashem, the creator of the world. He have this initiative, and Solomon, the king, he wrote in the starting of the temple a prayer for all the alien people, for all the nations, when they are coming to the temple, what they have to pray to Hashem, God, Allah, or whatever you will call the entity that create the world.
So you don't specifically support the actual physical rebuilding of a Jewish temple? Because, I mean, that is something that many people say can't even happen until the time of the Messiah, right? There's very different theological views on that. Because that seems like it would create a problem for the kind of bridges you're trying to build.
I think that if the 70 nations will raise a committee how to do it, they will find a way how to do it. It helps to all the spiritual and physical and economic of all those 70 nations on the entire globe to cooperate not only towards the temple, but to, like the United Nations, that mostly is against the laws of Noach in family affairs and many other affairs. We want to repair the United Nations, but the United Nations has many very good ideas that are working all over the world. We are not against the United Nations. We want that he will also make repentance. That he will also for example, there was now those great fire on the Amazonas.
In the Amazon
Yes.
forest, the fires.
All the humanity have responsibility not to destroy the globe. Now, we don't know if the people say about the problems of ecology, they are right, or the people that say that the globe is going to be destroyed because the changing of the climate and so on. What is a propaganda and what is not propaganda? So therefore, all the humanity has to make in one way a globalization, but from the other way, like Trump says, patriotism. Brazil has the right on its country, on its state, but Brazil, like the United States, like Greenland, like Iceland, like any other place in the world, has responsibility that the ship will not be sunk in the water. So people has from one side to cooperate, but it's not communism, it's not total socialism and so on, but it's also not to make personal egoistic economy.
Do you think, Professor Weiss, it is a fair comparison, the one you're making between the Amazon, which is a natural forest that belongs wholly and without any doubt to Brazil, and a religious site here in Israel, in the Holy Land, in Jerusalem, which is extremely contested?
It's all the same in Brazil.
But why is it the same?
Because in Brazil, they also imitate.
If it was the same, Professor Weiss, we wouldn't have issues on the Temple Mount today, no?
Look, in Brazil,
Jews would be able to pray, Muslims would be able to pray.
In Brazil, they imitate the temple. They build a temple in Brazil, but they know that it's not a temple. It's just an imitation. They want to come to Jerusalem, to work God in Jerusalem. But the international court has responsibility to the Amazons, to the whales, to the animals, to the trees, to everything. It's holy, it's the creation. We made in the previous year a concert in the very day, a world creation concert, which is praying. It is a prayer to God. All over the Kululam, all over the squares in the world, they want to work all together, the creator of the world.
Professor Weiss, I want to just go back to something you already talked about a little bit, but tell me a little bit more about what you're hoping will be the Afghani guests that are going to participate in this conference coming up.
There are two Afghans that say that there is a chance that they will come. We make a connection between this Afghan and the Foreign Office, the Israeli Foreign Office, and we hope that he will get a visa. He got an Indian visa, but he has to get a permission to come and to enter Israel. Now, we are sure that it is a step for peace. It's not a provocation. It's overtake the Valiant Islam or the Wahhabic Islam that are in a great trouble, but there are hundreds of millions of normal Muslimic people that doesn't want to throw atomic bombs on Israel and on the Jews and so on. Therefore, we are making a route, an overtake route for Muslims to come and work Hashem, Allah, God in Jerusalem.
Alright, so I just wanted you to watch that little clip of what the Sanhedrin was saying and why they wanted to, or what their explanation was for taking over and making this one world government, which is also going to be religious, so on and so forth. Anyways, tell me your thoughts on what you think of. This is your girl, El Shaddai, with the news. As it happens, I'm out.